Mina was a poor woman, but her love for her daughter, Sara, knew no bounds. Her husband had passed away when Sara was just a baby, and since then, Mina had struggled to make ends meet. She worked long hours at a small sewing shop, earning just enough to put food on the table and provide Sara with the basic necessities. Despite their hardships, Mina always tried to make Sara feel like she was special. She would tell her stories of how one day they would be happy, living in a beautiful home without the constant worry of money. Sara would smile and dream of the life her mother promised. As Sara grew older, she started to become more aware of the difference between her life and those of her classmates. They wore new clothes, had the latest gadgets, and never seemed to worry about money. Sara, however, could see the exhaustion in her mother's eyes as she worked tirelessly to support them. One day, Sara came home from school with a request. "Mom, all the girls are going to the mall this weekend. They're getting new phones. I need one too." Mina's heart sank. She knew they couldn't afford a new phone, but she didn't want to disappoint her daughter. "I'm sorry, sweetie. We just don't have the money for that right now," Mina said softly. Sara frowned. "But Mom, you always say I can have anything I want. Why can't I have a phone like everyone else?" Mina's heart broke, but she held her ground. "I wish I could give it to you, but we have to be careful with our spending." As the months passed, Sara's demands grew. She wanted new clothes, more expensive shoes, and even a new laptop for school. Mina's health was declining from overwork, but she pushed herself harder, taking on extra shifts in the hopes of providing her daughter with a better life. But the more Sara asked for, the more distant she became from her mother. She began to treat Mina as though she was an obstacle to getting what she wanted. One day, Sara came home with a new, expensive purse. "Where did you get this from?" Mina asked, her voice trembling. "I bought it with my own money," Sara lied. "I don't need your help anymore, Mom." Mina felt the weight of the words. She had worked for years to make sure Sara had a good life, but now it seemed like her daughter had forgotten everything. One evening, after a long day at work, Mina collapsed from exhaustion. She woke up in the hospital to find Sara sitting beside her, her face tense. "Mom, I need money," Sara demanded, her tone sharp. "Money for what, Sara? What is it this time?" Mina asked weakly, her heart aching. "I need to go on a trip with my friends. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you don't give it to me, I'll never forgive you," Sara said. Mina's tears fell silently. She knew that she didn't have enough money for anything beyond basic necessities. But the look in her daughter's eyes shattered her heart. "I don't have it, Sara. I've given everything I can," she whispered, her voice breaking. Sara stood up, her face flushed with anger. "I knew you'd say that. You're so selfish. I hate you." She stormed out of the room, leaving her mother behind in the sterile silence of the hospital. Over the next few days, Mina's condition worsened. She spent more time in the hospital than at home, but Sara never returned. Her demands had become more important than her mother's health or love. Mina's thoughts were consumed by one painful realization. Sara had stopped seeing her as a mother. Despite all her sacrifices, all the pain she endured to raise her, Sara had grown indifferent to the love and care she had given. Mina passed away quietly in her sleep, her last moments filled with the hope that somehow, one day, Sara would understand the depth of her love.